Hello friends, myself Dr. Rajendra Balasaheb Kakade, Assistant Professor at Department of Botany, Swami Vivekananda Senior College Manta, Jalna District. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Raj Botany. Friends, today I will talk on very important topic, that is structure and function of chromosomes. In introductory part, the chromosome, firstly described by the scientist Strasburger in the year 1815, and the term chromosome was first used by the scientist Waldier in the year 1888. As we know, when you say eukaryotic cell, all the genetic material, whether it may be DNA, that is present inside the nucleus, and this DNA plus histone protein that give formation of the chromosomes. DNA that is tightly coiled around a protein called histone to give appearance of chromosomes, and these chromosomes are rod shaped. When we apply the stain on the chromosome take that stain and appear as a colored. Literally meaning of the chromosome, chroma means color, zomes means body. The colored body which is present, colored body means the color or the body or the structure that have capacity to absorb the color. That body is called as chromosome, which is present inside the nucleus. This nucleus, inside the nucleus chromosome is there. Okay, when we can observe this chromosome, normally we perform the practical of the mitosis, in which onion root tips, we grow the onion root tips by simply dipping that onion into the beaker containing the water. After 2 to 3 days, roots are come out, and we took 2 to 3 portion of this root tube for the mitosis. And in that mitosis practical, we see or we take that tip portion and we apply the stain, we mash it, and after the maceration, this onion root tips are actually the meristematic cell which have the capacity of continuous dividing, and in that cell only, continuous dividing cells, we can see the chromosomes. Hence it is the last point, chromosomes are visible at the cell division only. Okay, the chromosomes in eukaryotic cell, the chromosomes are in multiple number. These are the large linear. When we say the prokaryotic cell, the chromosomes or the DNA or the nucleide is in circular form and are present in the nucleus of the cell. In eukaryotic cell, the chromosome is present in nucleus of the cell, while in prokaryotic cell, chromosome or nucleide is free floating into the cytoplasm. Each chromosome has a centromere. This centromere may be present at the center of the chromosome, may be present at the tip of the chromosome, or may be present at the subterminal position of the chromosome. And this centromere, at this centromere position, the chromatids are attached or the arms are attached. So this is a cell. Inside the cell, nucleus is there. In the nucleus, chromosome is there, and this chromosome is formed from the DNA. And any part of the DNA that we call as a gene. This is a very basic terms: chromatin, chromosome, and chromatid. Although all these chromatin, chromosome or chromatid are formed from the basic components, that is DNA and histone, but there is a still a minimum difference in between these three terms. Let's see. Chromatin is actually the stringy fiber composed from DNA and histone. The DNA and histone, after the packaging, give the stringy fiber. That stringy fiber is the chromatin, and when these chromatin undergo further condensation, that gives formation of chromosomes. Means from the chromatin, its condensation gives formation of chromosome. Okay, so the chromatin is lower order of DNA organization, DNA plus histone protein organization, and chromosomes are higher order of DNA organization. Very important point. chromatin after its coiling or after the coiling of DNA and histone that give formation or that condensation of the chromatin, chromosome get formed. A duplicated chromosome is double stranded. Duplicated means when the cell undergo the S phase. We know the cell cycle, G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase and M phase. These are the phases of the cell cycle. When the cell enter into the S phase, at that time, initially chromosome is such a rod shape. But when cell enter into the cell cycle, chromosome get duplicated and gives appearance of typical familiar X shape that we know as a chromosomes. This is also chromosome, this is also chromosome, but when cell undergo the duplication or will cell undergo the cells, what you can say the S phase, at that time this chromosome undergo the duplication. And here this is a one duplicated strand and this is another strand, and these arms are called as the sister chromatids. These arms are called as a sister chromatid. Okay, so the chromatid term is clear, chromosome term is clear, chromatin term is clear. Okay, and after the mitosis, these sister chromatids gets separated out and give formation of daughter chromosomes to the each cell. Formation of two cells is the result of the mitosis and each cell receive the daughter chromosomes after the splitting of these sister chromatids from the centromere. So here written the chromatid is either of the two strand of the replicated chromosome. Either of the two strand of the replicated chromosome means the chromatids. Let's see the components of the chromosomes. It is formed from the pellicle, matrix, chromatid, chromonema, chromomeres, centromere, secondary constriction also called as nucleolar organization, telomere and satellite. So let's see one by one. Firstly, pellicle. Here is a pellicle. It is actually the outer envelope around the substances of the chromosomes. This is a pellicle, outer envelope. It is a very thin and is formed of the achromatic substances. Achromatic substances give the formation of the pellicle. That pellicle actually the envelope of the or outer envelope of the chromosome. Then come to the matrix. It is a ground substance of the chromosomes, which contains the chromonemata. It is also formed of non-genetic material. Then chromatid is there. It is the first level of chromatin organization is the nucleosome. It is formed of 200 base pair of DNA that coils around the histone octamer in a repetitive manner. If we concentrate on this portion of the chromosomes in this animation, we can also see here is a chromosome, here is a chromatin fiber, and inside the chromatin fiber we can see here such bead-like appearance of the structure that is called a nucleosome. And each nucleosome, now come here, and each nucleosome actually consisting of such a structure, and in that structure histone proteins are there, and along the histone proteins, around that histone proteins DNA get coiled. These histone proteins are formed from the 8 subunit of the histone. These 8 subunits are S2A, S2B, S3 and H4, and all these 4 subunits of the histone are in 2 copies. 4 into 2, 8. So here we can see the 8 subunits, and around that 8 subunit DNA is get coiled. Okay, inside the chromosome, chromatin is there. In the chromatin, nucleosome is there, and nucleosome is actually formed from the histone octamer. We can see the histone subunits or histone octamer around which DNA is coiled. The core DNA is the DNA that is actually associated with the histone octamer. H1 histone bind the linker DNA. Here we can see this is the linker DNA. Structure is called a linker DNA. The fiber or the DNA portion which joins the adjacent what you can say the nucleosome. That DNA portion is called as linker DNA. This is called as linker DNA, and H1 histone protein present at this attachment position. Then chromonema or chromonemata. Chromosomes appear as very thin filaments during the mitotic prophase. These are called as chromonema or chromonemata. Chromo means color or chromosome, nema means threads. Means chromosomes in thread form. These are called as chromonema or chromonemata. Here we can see some threads are also seen here. These are called as a chromonema or chromonemata. During the early stage of condensation, chromonema are observed, and these are the present in the coiled and twisted form in a chromatid during all stages of mitosis. Very important point. Genes are located on this structure. One or more chromonema may contain in chromatid. Then chromomeres. These are serially aligned small bead-like accumulation. Here you can see the bead-like accumulations on the chromonema, and these bead-like accumulation are called as a chromomeres. Bead-like accumulations of the chromatin material that are visible along length of the chromosome, especially during the leptotin and zygotin stage of the meiosis. These chromomeres are visible in leptotin and zygotin stage. These are regions of the tightly folded DNA visible when chromosomes are relatively uncoiled. Let's see the very important part of the chromosome, that is the centromere, also called as kinetochore or the primary constriction. This is firstly described by the German biologist Walter Fleming in the 1880s as the primary constriction which are present onto the chromosomes. And this centromere are the regions present on the chromosome in a specialized, that region is a specialized region present on the chromatin within each constituted chromosome that provide the foundation for the kinetochore assembly. What this kinetochore means? It is a structure to which microtubules of the mitotic spindles are attached. We know the mitosis, in the mitosis at the metaphase stage, spindle fibers attached to the centromere position of the chromosomes, and during the anaphase stage, these spindle fibers pulled the chromosomes to the opposite poles, and due to this pulling tension, due to this pulling force, chromosomes are get break from the centromere position. So the centromere is very important structure present onto the chromosomes, and we have already told the kinetochore assembly, that kinetochore assembly get help or get founded by the centromere. Centromere also serve as the site for the sister chromatid attachment. Here we can see these are the sister chromatid, these are the centromere, and this is also the sister chromatid, and these sister chromatids attach at the primary constriction or the centromere region. This centromere region divides the chromosome into two sections. The sections are also called as the arms. These are the arms of the chromosomes. Short arm of the chromosome is labeled as P arm. Here you can see this is the short arms are called as the P arm, and the long arm are called as the long arm of the chromosomes are called as the Q arm. Centromere divide chromosome into two arms, P arm and Q arm. The position of the centromere is constant for a given type of chromosome. Given type of chromosome, the position of the centromere is a constant, and this forms a feature for the identification. If at a particular position, if the centromere present at the particular position of the chromosomes, which serve as the identification mark. The chromosomes are attached to the spindle fibers at this region during the cell division. Yes, during the cell division or during the mitosis phase, at the centromere region, spindle fibers are attached, and that are responsible for the movement of the chromosomes. Then let's see the secondary constriction. Here is a secondary constriction. Here is a secondary constriction. Here also the secondary constriction region. And in addition to the primary constriction, secondary constriction is present onto the chromosomes. constant in their position and extent and are useful in identifying the particular chromosome in a set. These secondary constitution are the regions which are constant as far as one particular chromosome is concerned, and this is an identification mark also. Here we can see satellite is there, and this is the tip portion of the chromosome, which we usually called it as a telomere, and this is the remaining portion of the chromosomes. In between the secondary constriction and the telomere region, one particular region is there. This is called as a satellite. This region is called as satellite, which is present in between telomere and the secondary constriction. If a particular chromosome have the satellite region, that chromosome is called as satellite chromosomes, shortly called as SAT chromosomes. Nucleolus is always associated with the secondary constriction of SAT chromosome. Nucleolus is always attached at this secondary constriction. Therefore, this region is called as nucleolus organizer region, or short NOR. And SAT chromosomes are often referred to as nucleolus organizer chromosomes. Very important terms. Nucleolus organizer region, that is secondary constriction, and the chromosomes, SAT chromosomes, are referred to as nucleolus organizer chromosomes. Let's see the telomeres. So we can see the telomeres on the which are actually present at the tip portion or the terminal position of the chromosomes. These are the specialized ends of the chromosomes, exhibits the physiological differentiation and the polarity. Due to presence of this telomere, chromosomes have the polarity. Each extremity of the chromosome, due to its polarity, prevents other chromosomal segment to be fused with it. Consider the telomeres are absent. If telomeres are absent, in that condition, the absent telomeres chromosomes are attached or fused to any other chromosomes which are present into the nucleus. So this telomere region is very important, that prevent the fusion of the neighboring chromosomes. If chromosome breaks, the broken ends can fuse with each other due to lack of telomeres. So the telomeres are very important parts of the chromosomes that prevent the fusion of the chromosomes. Let's see the types of chromosomes. Depending upon the position of the centromere, there are the 4 types of the chromosomes. Depending upon the position of the centromere onto the chromosomes, there are 4 types of chromosomes. Firstly, metacentric chromosomes. Here we can see the metacentric chromosomes, in which the centromere lies or centromere present at the middle position or the center position of the chromosomes, and chromosomes during this chromosome, metacentric chromosome, when it undergoes the mitosis, it gives the typical capital V shape. And here we can see the both arms are almost equal due to presence of this centromere at the central or the middle position of the chromosome. So this chromosome is called as metacentric chromosome. Then let's see the submetacentric chromosomes. In this submetacentric chromosomes, centromere are slightly away from the midpoint of the chromosome. So the 2 arms are unequal. This is long arm and this is short arm. Let's see the acrocentric chromosome. When the centromere present at the subterminal position, not exactly terminal, but at the subterminal position, if centromere lies, that chromosome is called as acrocentric chromosome. Here also one arm is too long or very long, and one arms are very short. This is called as acrocentric chromosome. Then telocentric chromosome, this is actually the rod-shaped chromosomes, in which the centromere present at the tip position or terminal position of the chromosome, so that the chromosome has just one arm. There is no other arm. Here we can see the one arm. At other side of the centromere, no arm is there. Let's see the function or significance of the chromosomes. The number of chromosomes is constant for a particular species. If you say the human being, 23 pairs of the chromosomes are there, means it is a constant. Therefore, these are the great importance in the determination of the phylogeny and taxonomy of the species. It also stores the genetic code We know the chromosome contains genetic material that is required by the organism to develop and grow. DNA molecules are made up of the chain of units. We call it as a gene. And genes are those sections of the DNA which code for a specific proteins. We know from the DNA after transcription, mRNA get formed into the nucleus, and that mRNA come into the cytoplasm from the nuclear pore, and into the cytoplasm translation get happen. Translation, in the process of translation, amino acids are formed. Amino acids are nothing but the proteins. Means protein synthesis get formed, or protein synthesis get occurred, and from the proteins enzymes and hormones are get synthesized, and these enzymes and hormones determine the metabolic function of the body. So ultimately, gene is responsible for the whole metabolism of the body, and that genes present on the DNA present inside the chromosomes. So the chromosome act as a storage for the genetic code. In sex determination, we know in human being, when male is there, XY chromosome is there, female XX chromosome is there, and when X chromosome from the male, X chromosome from the female, daughter will be formed, and Y chromosome from the male and X chromosome from the female, son or offspring will be son. So the kind of chromosomes that take part into the fertilization, that will determine the sex of the offspring. So main function of the chromosome is the sex determination. Then control of cell division. Chromosomes check successful division of cells during the process of mitosis. The chromosomes of the parent cells ensure that correct information is passed on to the daughter cells that is required by the cell for its growth and its development. Then formation of proteins and storage. Chromosomes direct the sequence of the proteins that are formed. Proteins are also stored the coil structure of the chromosomes. These proteins bound to the DNA help in proper packaging of the DNA. That is nucleosome model that we have discussed earlier. Thank you friends for your watching this video. I appeal, if you like this video, then please hit like button. Please do share this video as maximum. And if you not subscribe my channel, please do subscribe this channel, Raj Botany. Thank you very much.